Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a collab video with Erin from My Green Closet, and I'm so excited to be collaborating with her. If you guys haven't checked out her channel, you definitely should. She makes videos about her capsule wardrobe and having a sustainable closet and shopping from sustainable brands and companies. Her videos are just so well done and really informative, and she's someone that I definitely look up to here on YouTube. So definitely check her out. I was so excited when she suggested that we collaborate, especially about this topic because it's something I'm very passionate about, and that's shopping at the flea market. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys some things that I've purchased at the flea market, not recently, because I feel like when I've shopped recently, I've either shared with you on Instagram or here on this channel. So I kind of had to think about how I was going to formulate this video because I wanted to share with you some fresh things that you haven't seen before. Be sure you check out Erin's video. I think this video is going to be especially fun because Erin and I live in different parts of the world. I live in Southern California and she lives in Germany. So it'll be interesting to see how our markets look and how they're either similar or different. Let's hop right in. So I have sort of like three categories of things that I want to show you guys. Something that I've purchased from the flea market before, something that I kind of have quite a little collection of, are vintage suitcases. I consider myself a minimalist because I try to be really intentional with the things that I buy. I don't just shop for fun anymore. I am intentional. So even though I am intentional with the things I buy, I am an artist and I work from home, and so I have lots of things. Even if they are more streamlined than they used to be, I still have stuff. And right now we're living in an apartment that has no storage. We have one small closet, but there needs to be other storage solutions, I guess, is what I'm trying to get across. So I have been storing things recently in my little vintage suitcases, and I really love it. I turned 3 little suitcases that I have into a bedside table. And inside these suitcases, I have a sewing project. I think one of them is actually empty, and then the third one is filled with photos. So right now, Nick and I are going through all of our childhood photos and photos of us from when we were dating and all kinds of stuff, and going through them and organizing them and scanning them and stuff like that. So that's a huge project, and I don't like to have just like projects out cluttering my space. So it's been really nice to be able to put those projects away at the end of the day and then work on them again when it's time to do so. So like I said, I have quite a little collection of these vintage suitcases. Some of them are from the flea market, some of them are just from thrift stores, and then some of them I was lucky enough to inherit from family members. I love buying textiles from the flea market for several reasons. One of them being the modern textile industry is very unsustainable and causes lots of pollution in the world, so I try not to support that whenever possible. And also, apart from the kind of like environmental aspect of textiles, you can find such amazing fabric at the flea market, stuff that's just so unique and beautiful. I got this for a project that I'm going to share soon, but it's just this really pretty, huge textile that was probably hand embroidered by someone, and I picked this from one of my favorite vendors at the Long Beach Antique Market. It's the flea market, but it's called an antique market, and it's just this vendor that has tons and tons of big boxes of fabrics. They have blankets and even clothes and all kinds of stuff, and you just kind of have to like dive in them and go through them. It's my favorite vendor to just find gems. I also got this one. This is actually from Guatemala, and I know that because there's a little tag on the back that says so, but this was probably handmade on a loom there, and it's just so unique. Like the colors are a little bit faded, but I think that makes it so beautiful and interesting. So big pieces of fabric like these two, you could hang on a wall as a wall tapestry. You can use them as a runner on a table, or even put them on the end of your bed. They're just so versatile. So those are things you can do without even like needing to know how to sew or anything. You can obviously like make them into skirts or pillows or whatever you want. There's so much beautiful textile and fabric out there in the world that's already been made. So I love to just shop from that before I ever like get anything new, because there's so much beauty out there. I would recommend, if you are buying fabric from the flea market, that you pay really close attention to it. Make sure there aren't any rips or holes in it and make sure nothing's stained. But overall, I've just had such great luck finding really beautiful, unique pieces of fabric from the flea market, and that's definitely one of my favorite things to shop for there. So different than suitcase containers, I guess. But anyway, so this is an example of one. This obviously is a little plant holder. I picked this up from the flea market before Nick and I got married, because we kind of built all of our centerpieces out of little brass containers and we put succulents in them and stuff. So I've gotten rid of a lot of the containers from our wedding because we ended up accumulating a ton of them. But this is one that I saved because I really love the etching on it. I thought it was so unique. And I don't have any plants that will fit in here anymore because my plants are all grown up now and too big for it. But I wanted to keep it, but I didn't want to just keep it packed away in a box somewhere. So I decided that if I was going to keep it, I needed to put it to use somewhere. And what I decided to do was put it under my sink in the kitchen. This might sound weird. And put my little dishwashing tablets in it. So I only have one left in here. I need to buy more, clearly. But now every time I do dishes, I take a little piece of soap out of my little wedding container and it makes me so happy. It totally makes sense to me though to use the things I have, the things that are special to me, instead of just keeping them packed away as keepsakes somewhere, to actually use them and be able to look at them on a daily basis is just so nice and fun. I also have quite a few little decorative plates or like little teacup saucers that were my mom's, and the way that I incorporate those into my lifestyle now is I put them inside some of the drawers of my big green cabinet that I'm gonna do a separate video about very soon. But I put those in there and then I use them to organize things. We have lots of like little, like I have nibs for my calligraphy pen and just like other little pins and bits and bobs and stuff. And it's nice to have them organized on a plate instead of like buying plastic bags to put all my little stuff in these drawers. So that's another fun way that I'm able to see these keepsakes that were purchased from the flea market on a day-to-day basis. Even though I'm not using my mom's china every day, I can see these little reminders, you know, just when I'm getting a calligraphy nib or whatever, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's the little things like that, the little touches, that really kind of bring character to your space. So those are some of the things that I've purchased from the flea market over the past couple years and kind of how I incorporate them into my lifestyle now. And I know I get comments a lot on my flea market videos from people saying that they wish their flea market looked like mine, or that they wish that they could shop, you know, secondhand the way I can. So I just wanted to encourage you guys that you don't need to go to a flea market to be able to shop secondhand. You can go to thrift stores or estate sales. You can really find treasures anywhere. It doesn't have to be at a flea market. You just always have to keep your eyes open. So keep that in mind. Also, if there really isn't any, you know, secondhand shopping opportunities for you where you live, there's always the internet, there's always Etsy and eBay. Just make sure you always read the descriptions of the items and ask the sellers questions before you buy anything. That's my tip when buying vintage stuff online. But yeah, there are so many gems out there. You just have to be persistent and discover them. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.